Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Travel Royally Podcast. Today, Jeff is going to be talking with Mr. Jamie Wales, who is a part of the Gullane Golf Club. I hope everybody enjoys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Travel Royally Podcast. We're very happy that you're with us today, and we're excited to have with us Jamie Wales. I'll introduce Jamie in a moment, but Jamie is at Gullane Golf Club, which is an amazing golf club and a very golf-centric community that boasts 5 courses. They have 3 18-hole courses at Gullane, plus nearby is Long Nidri and Loughness New, and many others, which is why this part of Scotland has been dubbed Scotland's Gulf Coast. Now, Jamie Wales is the golf and membership manager at Gullane. He's got a terrific background in golf, including having served as a golf professional at several clubs in Scotland, and we're really happy to have him. So, Jamie, welcome to the Travel Royally Podcast.
Thank you very much, Jeff. It's an honor to be on it. Nice talking to you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well. So let's talk about the weather real quick. It's about 60 degrees here, which is somewhere around 15 degrees, maybe 13 degrees Celsius. How's the weather over there at the moment?
Just as you'd see behind you, Jeff, it's absolutely fantastic. 32 degrees, flat cam, sun's just at the peak. If only that was the case. It's sun's on its way down. It's pretty windy today. I'd say tough playing conditions, probably whipping about 25 mile an hour. But standard Scotland at this time of year.
Yeah. Now, are you from the Gullane area, or where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Montrose, so up at sort of Carnoustie country, so a bit more north of here. Montrose is a great golf course itself, 5th oldest golf course in the world. So, I'd like to think that's where I've learnt all my links golf from.
Well, I understand they're having a difficult time with erosion there, with the easterlies hitting that side of the coast, and
yeah, they are. Yeah, such a shame.
Yeah,
I know,
such a wonderful golf course.
Yeah, it really is. Good people around there as well. So
yeah. Well, let's start then at the beginning. How did you come to golf initially?
So, also growing up in Montrose, my dad's friend, Kenneth Milne, got me into the game of golf, and it was just as an addition to my interests already. I really enjoyed rugby at the time, hence my tie pin. I always like to remind people that I've got other interests and hobbies other than golf. And I've turned out to be okay at it. I got in touch with the professional at Montrose, Jason Boyd. He's still there, wondering what to do in terms of my career path going forward. I wanted to be PE teacher and continue in rugby, but just a couple of injuries were going to put that plan to bed, unfortunately. So Jason Boyd put me in touch with the Scottish PGA captain, the late Peter Lloyd, and I went on to do the PGA training program. So his advice to me at the time was leave home and don't return until you're ready to retire. So I've still got hopefully another good 25 years of me before I return to Montrose.
But that's the plan, to go back to Montrose.
All my family are there. I'm not sure if that's the plan. I mean, if they're watching, I should say yes, but in my heart of heart, I don't see myself going back. I think once you've been to a big city like Edinburgh, I spent a couple of years in England as well, that there's more to life than Montrose. So,
do you live in Edinburgh?
No, I don't. I live in East Lothian itself, so I'm about just short of 20 miles from Edinburgh in a town called Haddington, which is ideal for travelling to Gullane. I mean, it's 12 minutes in the car and about 28 minutes on the bike, but unfortunately I've not had the bike out, as you'll maybe all see, for a couple of months.
I hear you. Now, you were a club professional at several clubs. How did you get to be getting your current role at Gullane?
So, golf professional since the age of 18, 19-year-old. And I just fell out of love with the game of golf. I don't know why that happened, probably just so many hours within it. A lot of downtime between finishing sort of shop work and teaching. You get into the game of golf, Jeff, thinking you're going to be next Tiger Woods. That was certainly my area. And when I moved down to England to start my sort of PGA training, I pretty quickly learned that good's just not good enough if you want to make money at playing. So again, sort of 10, 12 years later, I'm just a bit lost in limbo. So I came out the industry and I worked at a sports performance centre in Edinburgh. And my boss at the time, Ross Campbell at Oriam, he was fantastic at sort of putting out future history models, what I was good at, what I enjoyed doing. And it kind of took me back to management. That was where my skills lay, management leadership. And it just so happened that the job at Gullane came up, and he approached me to say that would be ideal for you. Get yourself into the golf management industry and give it a go. If you don't give it a go, you'll regret it. So I gave it a go, and I must admit it's fantastic. Never to be, speak down about my time as a golf professional. It just wasn't meant to be. Coming back into the game of golf, I've fallen in love with golf itself, the people around it, and what it can bring to your life.
I agree 100%. I mean, particularly in Scotland, working in the role that you are, you get the opportunity to meet people not only from all over Scotland, but from all over the world. People from North America and Europe and Asia and so forth. So it's got to be very rewarding from that perspective.
And ultimately, we've all got one goal: just go and enjoy the game of golf.
Yeah.
Whether you play well or not, we have to find a way to enjoy where we are and who we're with. And
absolutely, it's key to life, not just golf, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So tell us what you do as the golf and membership manager at Gullane.
I mean, I feel it's an ever-evolving role to start with. It expands on a daily basis, but I think, in short, Jeff, I look after the daily golf operations, and that is from members' competition golf through to the guest or visitor golfing experience. Ourselves as a team of 12, we hold ourselves accountable to our sort of department strategy,
right,
based upon the interactions we have, the information that we have on hand, and then our expertise. Regardless who's in front of you, member or guest, they should both get the same interaction, information, and expertise from us. So it's a very colourful role. As I said, it's ever evolving.
Yeah.
I think in any golf administration role, it's so different from 10 years ago now. So
yeah.
But no, yeah, it's good. And we've got a membership base, Jeff, of about 1,600, I think was the last run. So there's a lot of people with a lot of different, wants, needs, and you just got to react to that on a daily basis.
Yeah,
so
well, I've played there twice over the last 20 plus years. Always enjoyed it, and always had a great experience. And I bought the book Golf on Gullane Hill by
Archie Baird,
and I met him on several occasions. He was a gem.
Yeah.
And I enjoy taking guests to that small museum now that David and Jillian Kirkwood run.
Yeah, fantastic.
And that's just a very special place, and what a wonderful couple they are.
Yeah, no, they do that. And I think that is the essence of what we have to offer here is the people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now tell us a little bit about Gullane, the club. And course.
Yeah, founded in 1882, so we've been golfing on the links for over 350 years. It's definitely one of Scotland's most sort of prestigious clubs. We mix the finest traditions with some of the most admired natural links in the world. The site itself is vast. We're obviously links. We're by the coastline, so we're blessed with some superb turf conditions. 12 months a year. Gullane, number one, a long history of hosting competitions, national, international. Probably the most recent, what put us on the map globally, would be the hosting of the 2015 and 2018 Scottish Opens. 2018 hosting Scottish and Scottish ladies in the same year.
Yeah.
Number two, in Willie Park Junior layout, used for championship qualifying itself. And then number 3 course it's just a smaller version of 1 and 2. The 3 golf courses themselves are fantastic in their own right and offer something totally different. So I think Gullane as a whole is pretty much East Lothian on one site. It offers everything that you can think of. Championship golf, traditions, whether it's jacket and tie, a carvery lunch, we do it, but we also offer, a number 3, a twilight tea time, where you've got a half set of clubs and you can have a burger and a pint afterwards. We're very, very lucky.
Yeah, we stopped. I stopped in one day. God, when was it? Probably. Well, it would have been this past February. I was over for Scottish Golf Tourism Week, and we were staying in North Berwick. And one day we went. Oh, I know what I had a meeting at Kilspindie.
Okay.
And we were driving through Gullane, and I wanted to show my girlfriend a little about Gullane, and the museum obviously is appointment only, but we went in the pro shop, and then we walked across the road and had a lunch in the clubhouse. It was very nice. People were extremely friendly.
Yeah.
So,
and that's it. We have that with not just the 3 golf courses. We've got 2 clubhouses. Again, pretty unique. One offering, traditional jacket and tie, some nice claret before or after you come in golf, and then over the road, the Links Clubhouse, which used to be called the Visitors Clubhouse, that opened up in back end of the start of 2021, just after COVID. That's been a great success. Again, just offering something different for the member and the guest. So whatever you want to do, we've got it on site.
Now, you talked about the 2 other courses. Now, when I look where I am, behind me, can you tell me where this was taken? Was this an aerial shot, or was it from up around the 7th tee?
No, it was an aerial shot. The 7th tee is not, well, as much as it's the highest point in the golf course, it's certainly not that high. From the 7th tee, you got some great shots. Behind you, you've got Muirfield. You can see the Renaissance Clubhouse, so the host of the Scottish Open now. You've got great views over the 4th to 5, the 3 bridges, and then the skyline of Edinburgh. That is a special shot. So course number 1 probably doesn't have the sort of a unique hole, but very much for, if you're going to look for a photo, that's the place to take it for sure.
Yeah.
But the picture behind you is the 9th green, which is a par 3 on course number 1, with the 10th tee behind it. So that's a strong par 3 there.
Yeah, I remember that, and you said it right. It's absolutely beautiful there, and the views that you have of the other courses, it's just fantastic. It's a fantastic place to be to play golf. That whole stretch, from Dunbar over to Old Musselburgh, that whole stretch. There must be.
Well, you could probably hit Threewood all the way along the coastline through 8 or 9 different golf courses,
right,
from Musselburgh to Dunbar. So yeah, it's magical. It really is.
Yeah. There must be 10 golf courses or so along that.
It would be, yeah. So you've got 2 golf courses in Dunbar. So you've got Dunbar Golf Club, you've got Winterfield. Then you're at North Berwick. You've got the West. You've got the Glen. You then come along the road. You've got Archerfield, Renaissance, Muirfield, the 3 courses at Gullane. You've got Lough Ness, Kilspindie, Craigielaw, Longnidry, and then you're into the Musselburgh golf course as well.
Yeah, so you could go for 2 weeks or not play the same course twice.
Absolutely, Jeff. And I think that from my side of things, in terms of experiences and what we have to offer in Scotland, is it's not just about ticking off the Open Championship venues. And I know people want to do it. I understand that. We're a big beneficiary of hosting a Scottish Open, and people want to come and box that off. But underneath the let's call them tier 1 championship golf courses, there is some fantastic golf courses to be played and to be experienced.
Well, we would use 3 categories. You would have championship courses, the ones in the open rota, and then on top of that, we would throw other championship courses in our mind that are places like Dornoch,
Sure.
Highlands, Royal Aberdeen,
Yep.
Kingsbarn, Dumbarnie, places like that.
Yep.
And then we have our second category is member courses, which Gullane would fall into. Very strong golf clubs. North Berwick would fall into that, places like that. And then we would have a third category, which might be called what we call diamonds in the rough.
Like that, yeah.
They're lesser known, and that might be Kilspindie.
Sure.
I know it's becoming more popular, or Cullen, or Fortrose and Rosemarkie, or the Macri, places like that are, and the tier 2, and I don't want to even call them tier 2 and tier 3, but those courses like yours have hosted championships. But even the second course, the third course there are excellent tests of golf, and Kilspindie's a great course, and just doesn't have the notoriety that other courses have.
And when I'm asked what's my favourite golf course here at Gullane, it's number 3. And people always think it's just a throwaway comment. You're just trying to put more people at number 3. It's not. It's my favourite golf course here. It's playable for everyone, all abilities, whether you're a beginner golfer or you're a scratch golfer. If you try and overpower, the quirky little dog legs with small greens surrounded by pot bunkers, good luck to you.
Yeah. Well, you've got a lot to be proud of at Gullane. It's got a rich history. As you mentioned, the club was founded in 1882. As you said, golf has been played over that land for 350 years. Number 1 has hosted many prestigious championships, including the Scottish Open, as you referenced. But what makes Gullane number 1 so special in your mind?
I mean, I couldn't just put it down to number 1. It's got to be Gullane Golf Club as a whole. I think it's what it alluded to is 1, the people, and 2 is what we have to offer. The site is vast. 3 courses, 2 clubhouses, a short game area, a driving range, a kids course. There is something for everyone.
Yeah.
If you want to go and play championship golf, we've got it. If you want to play an afternoon round with a half set and shorts and t-shirt, we've got it.
Yeah.
If you want to go down and watch, the Masters or the Open Championship, we've got it. And the key thing is you'll be welcomed with open arms. Members welcoming guests, visitors from all around the world. And again, that's the special thing about golf, is bringing people together. And I think we do it very well here. So it's not necessarily just course number 1. I think Gullane Golf Club has got a lot to be proud of, and it's a special place.
Well, you mentioned you have 1,500 members, and that sounds like a lot compared to other clubs that I've spoken to, but most clubs don't have 3 18-hole courses.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
They are. It's not 1,500 playing members. We don't see them day to day. There's 750 ordinary gentlemen members. There's 125 5-day members. We've got 125 overseas members. We've got junior members. You've got non-playing members. So as a whole, it's 1,500 to 1,600 members. So.
Yeah. That's quite a lot of people that you're responsible for.
It is, and the motto is we can't keep everyone happy all of the time. We try, but we're not going to please everyone.
Yeah, I hear you. I love that part of the country, and I love playing at Gullane. I love sending our guests there. Yep. What can North Americans expect when they come to Gullane Golf Club?
I think a warm welcome, first and foremost. Just a second, Jeff. What's a North American? our strap line is you're a member for the day. Right. So where you may visit other golf clubs and you stand out like a sore thumb that you're a visiting guest. Here, not so much. You're brought into the clubhouse. You're set from the moment you set foot, a member for the day. You have your personalised sort of show around the clubhouse. You can get a locker if you need one. You're sent upstairs. You're introduced to the staff as a new member would be.
Yeah.
You're introduced to the starter by name. You're introduced to your caddy by name. We'd like to think that once you've come to Gullane once, we'll know who you are when you come the second time. And I think, again, I talk about special and unique. Our strategy, that's what we're about, is having good interactions with people.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. We didn't get a chance to talk much before we went on the air, but one of the things that we like doing, and we try to separate ourselves from other people who do what we do, is by not just arranging great golf, because anybody can do that, but on top of that, being able to create unique experiences that you wouldn't have elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I apologize, you can hear a train in the background. My office is near the train track, but
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No, I can't. No.
Oh, good.
Probably because the 25-mile wind outside.
That could be.
Yeah.
That could be. But we do like creating unique experiences. So around the area where you are, more so around Edinburgh, we found the Scottish Malt Whiskey Society.
Okay. Yeah.
They do wonderful tastings for our clients. Glenkinchie Distillery is great, and Edinburgh's got plenty to do. But if people are staying out in Gullane, Aberlady, North Berwick, what do you recommend doing off the course in that part of Scotland?
I think you've mentioned it already, is the golf museum here with the Kirkwoods. That's a great show round. Away from, I suppose, golf, you've got your Glenkinchie Distillery. You can do a tour of the distillery and a tasting afterwards. I've fallen foul to a couple of those tastings before. It's always a good time. You've got your motor museum just along the roads. You've got the Museum of Flight. Local towns, just getting involved and going along to, well, we call it a village, a Gullane. There's plenty going on. North Berwick's got plenty going on. Dunbar.
Yeah.
The history and heritage in all these, small towns. And I think specifically from the visiting North American tourist is how small our towns are.
Yeah.
You guys are used to flying from one side of their town to another.
Yeah.
We walk from one side of the city to another.
Yeah.
It's completely different. So yeah, there's lots to take in, and in this day and age, if you put the package together for them, that's fine. But if you're looking to come over and do it yourself, go to Google and you're going to find something, or have interactions with people around the towns. What do you recommend? They'll tell you something that's going on, or you may even be just invited to dinner to their house that night. If you ask the right person.
It's funny, I live in Atlanta. We live in Atlanta, and there are nearly 6 million people in Atlanta, which is more than the entire country of Scotland.
Yeah.
And we have communities that you can walk around, but it's nothing like what you would experience in Gullane or Dunbar or North Berwick, where you are. From a castle perspective, if someone wanted to visit a castle, I think it's called Tantallon.
There's Tantallon Castle along the roads. Yep. I've never been there myself personally, but I hear good things. If you're here, you're not going to make the 20-minute journey back into Edinburgh and do the whole Edinburgh Castle.
Yeah.
You time it right as well with the tattoo and the festival on, and you're going to have a really good time on and off the golf course.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great advice. So you guys are busy, obviously, as we talked before we went on the air.
Yep.
Planning for next year operationally.
Yep.
I'm sure you're getting your diary set for next year, or the year. We're actually getting it set for 2025, right? Because
Yeah, indeed.
So what's next on the club's agenda?
Next on the club's agenda is we have a special general meeting actually on Sunday, and that's to get irrigation improvements across the site. So again, not just course number 1, but across the site. And then we shut down the starters box to courses 2 and 3 in a couple of weeks' time. We flatten that and build a new starters box, which again, the great thing about Gullane Golf Club is always looking to invest in its facilities and what we have to offer. The new starter box will look similar to the Links clubhouse, so glazed panoramic views. We'll have top tracer built onto the driving range. So again, just an added offering to member and guest. And that's us for the immediate. I'm sure though the committee will be planning other things for 3, 4, 5 years time. Certainly since I've been here, January 2020, there's always something new to look forward to the next year. So for us, it's the irrigation and Links.
Well, you started a new job at the perfect time, right? Right before COVID.
Yeah, I was in for 3 days and gone for a number of months. And look, I've been a great, massive beneficiary of COVID itself. To be the last man in the door here at Gullane, to still be standing here, I'm lucky. My daughter, she was born in November 2019. So to be sent home with pretty much full pay 5 months later to spend 5-6 months at home, my wife thought this was just fantastic, and I had a great time as well. So I thank the golf club for keeping us on through COVID, and we've come out the back end of it, and I think golf has exploded. Everyone's doing these bucket trips as often as they can now, because who knows when the next lockdown is going to happen.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Well, you've got 3 great courses there, and I know number 3 is your personal favorite. But if you could pick 3 other courses in the area, and I know you don't want to slight any of your friends at the other courses, but you're just so richly blessed with wonderful golf courses. What would be your 3 other courses that you would say, hey, to American visitors, these are ones you can check out?
Yep. So I'm a big fan of Kilspindie, so I'd go Kilspindie first, then I'd go further down the coast to Dunbar, and then I'd come back and just go past Kilspindie to Longnidree.
Wow, surprising answer there.
Yeah, 3 eclectic. Again, away from Gullane, it would be easy for me to say Muirfield. Everyone wants to go and play Muirfield. Of course, it's an open championship venue.
Yeah.
But for guys girls or groups that are coming over, and something a bit different, you'll probably get that from me, that I'm not conform to the norm and tick off Muirfield, North Berwick and Gullane. I'm going to go underneath and find diamonds in the rough. And I've had great experiences playing golf on and off the golf course at these 3 places. So
we've had great luck with those courses as well. To be truthful, I haven't sent anyone to Longnidree, but people love Dunbar, and Kilspindie is a beautiful site, nice golf course, and the bar in their old locker room is spectacular.
Yeah, that's really cool, isn't it? It's neat.
Yeah.
I just wonder if what you're going to find if you open up some of these lockers.
Well, I heard a funny story from an RNA member about when they allowed women for the first time in the club. And have you ever been in the RNA building?
I've not been fortunate enough to be in there yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, they have I think they call it the big room, and it's those 3 paneled windows that overlook the first tee. That's the old locker room, and it's lined with probably 6 feet or 7 feet tall lockers, oak lockers. And it's no longer used for that, although some of the old members still use those as lockers. And they had some women in the clubhouse that were new members, and one of these old guys walks in, goes to his locker, and strips down. to his skivvies, if that's a word you're familiar with, right? Boxer shorts and a t-shirt. Tried to make the point that this is a men's club, and no one took well to that, but
I'm sure they didn't.
But I find that to be funny. But
and is he still a member? Do you know?
At this point, he's probably not. I mean, he's probably passed on. To be truthful, I mean, he was quite old apparently. Okay, so we've talked about the courses you would recommend nearby Gullane, but Gullane number 3 is your favorite course. What's your favorite course in Scotland after number 3?
Obviously, I'm a bit biased going back to the hometown of Montrose. I do enjoy going back there. Obviously, suffering a bit with the coast erosions, a few holes that have changed from when I grew up. Another course close to there, though, that I really enjoy, so leaving the bias hometown, would be Panmure Golf Club. Really, really good test of golf. If it was good enough for Ben Hogan to practice on, then it's certainly good enough for me.
I told this story many times, but we had some people over 2 years ago that we couldn't get on to the old course through the ballot. They only had one day available that we could get them onto the ballot it was in September, and they had the R&A Autumn Medal, and they had other tournaments, and Sunday it's closed, and so on.
Yep.
And we got them on Panmure. And I texted them after the round and said, "How did you like Panmure?" And they said, "Thank God we didn't get on the old course, because we'd have had to miss Panmure." That's how much they love Panmure.
Really, really good track. Again, talking of stories, I have a great story from Panmure. Obviously, jumping onto the PGA training program, you turn professional. This was 2003, so I've gone down south. I've then moved back up to Scotland in 2005. And my first event playing in the sort of Scottish region is at Panmure. So my dad's come down from Montrose to caddy for me, and he gets the course information from the caravan at the time, Peter Lloyd, and he tells us that there's the BMW that's over on the end of the car park is up for grabs on the 5th hole for a hole-in-one. So it's a 36-hole event. I go out, play the first 4 holes, and make a hole-in-one on the 5th. So me and my dad are high-fiving. It's fantastic. I couldn't care less about what I scored for the rest of the round. I then go into the caravan at the end to say I've made the hole-in-one, as to which Peter Lloyd said, "I'm really sorry, Jamie, it's the 15th, not the 5th. And I've signed for like this 85 blows with a hole-in-one on it, thinking I'm going home with a BMW. My dad's never caddied for me again."
That is so funny.
Yeah, so good memories, frustrating memories. But yeah, Panmure's a good track. And again, the people there, David Brodie, general manager, and Andrew Crerar, the pro, they'll look after anyone you send that way.
Yeah, that's. I'm really glad that you said that. And I think one of the things that you've shared today is that notion that it doesn't have to be a championship links to be a great test of golf, whether it's Panmure or Gullane or Montrose or Kilspindie. They're all great fun, and that's what golf should be about.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you've got Gullane number 3 and Panmure and Montrose at the top of your list in Scotland.
Yeah.
What's the number 1 course you'd like to play anywhere in the world?
It's just a small club in Georgia. I host a small kind of tournament called the Masters.
Yeah,
I would. I wouldn't say I would do anything to play the Augusta National, but I would happily stop playing golf once I played Augusta National. Why is that? I can only put it down to the era that I grew up in, watching Tiger Woods. What he done at Augusta National, just to be there and feel what it's like. I've not been to the Masters. I hear again amazing things, and to just go around and understand what the greats of the game have done around that place would be pretty special. So I know a couple of members, but it's how do you approach that? Yeah,
Well, that's the key. That's the key. You don't. They approach you. It's like getting into the RNA, right? You don't ask, how do I become a member?
And I know that. So it's just, how do you angle yourself into positions to be like, come on, invite me over.
Yeah.
If any of them are listening, I'm 40 in 2025. It'd be a lovely year to box that off.
Yeah, it would. You know, I live 2.5 hours from there, and have been to the Masters many times. And that's not bragging. It's just, you know,
no, understand.
It's like you going to the Open Championship when it's in Scotland. It's not that big of a deal. It's not. But in the last 10 years, tickets have become hard to come by. They've become very expensive. Not by Augusta National selling them, but once they get into hands of a scalper, the price goes up tenfold or more, right? So it's but the thing that you would appreciate, Jamie, is how well it's maintained. There's not a blade of grass out of place. I mean, it is perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. And you know, some of my best memories of watching golf tournaments are, you know, there and watching an Open Championship in St. Andrews. Nothing better than that.
And I think that's maybe another pull for me, is that I hear that it is so well manicured, which is the complete opposite from the golf I'm used to. You know, it's natural, rugged links. You know, the weather plays a part. It's completely different. So I would love to sample it.
Yeah, I mean, you raised a great point, and that is that the courses in Scotland are rough, rugged, natural for the most part, and while they're wonderfully maintained, there's a certain roughness about it.
Yeah, that
is like, you know, I've heard of people. No one's ever said this to me, but I've heard people that have told people that I don't like it over there. The grass is brown in July, you know, and it's like, this is the way golf was meant to be played.
That's it. It's, what's the phrase? Dig it out the dirt.
If you remember, one of the iconic scenes of, you know, Tiger winning the Open 18 years ago or so at Liverpool, that course was burnt brown, and you know, he hit one driver all week off the tee, and was, you know, obviously hitting irons off the tee and out of the fairway. And when he would strike the ground, you'd see puffs of dust.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
You just don't see that here unless you're hitting it from under a tree where you're hitting off dirt. But
and I suppose that's the advice to anyone coming over here, is that just control the controllables. You know, like Tiger did around Hoylake, you understand the bunkers are hazards. They are penalty shots. Or don't go in them. You know, lay back. You know, you've got to enjoy the ride of links golf. And you could tee off in glorious sunshine. At some point, you're going to get potentially hail and wind. You just got to enjoy the ride, control the controllables, make sure you got waterproofs and woolly hats. And I know it's the middle of July, but it could happen at any point. So,
well, you've talked about, you know, my last question was going to be just that. For someone visiting Scotland, and most of our guests are coming for the first time, I was going to ask what advice you would give them, but you gave them advice around, you know, being well prepared for the weather. But in terms of their golf game, right? How would you advise them? You know, you've been a professional golfer. How do you recommend that they play their best while playing links golf?
We'll start off with keep the high ones low and the low ones even lower. Right, but seriously, I think you've got to get yourself in a frame of mind not to get frustrated. You are going to hit a fantastic drive, and it's going to end up rolling off the side of a fairway into a divot, or you're going to hit a fantastic shot that it doesn't check as you'd expect it to check in the green. It's going to roll out and go through the back, similar to, you know, Tom Watson. Tom doesn't talk, you know, badly about, you know, how he was unlucky to lose the Open Championship that year. It was just, that's links golf. He can't control that bounce. and
Right.
you can't control it either. Regardless of how good you are, there's going to be things that will frustrate you, but get yourself in a mindset to not be frustrated. Enjoy where you are, enjoy who you're with, and take in the game of golf in its probably most natural form.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The playing of golf in Scotland, for me it's what I think about. It's what I talk about every day with prospective clients. But in terms of my own golf, I look forward to coming back every year. And I always want to add new courses to the list of courses that I've played. And, recently, earlier this year, I played the Gullane for the first time.
Okay, yeah.
Which was great. Last year, we played Fortrose and Rosemarkie and Cullen for the first time. Also, this year, I played some courses down in England. Trevose, West Cornwall, and St. Enedot.
Yeah, yes.
Great.
Golf courses.
So, I love adding new courses. And what I've taken away from our conversation today, Jamie, is that, I need to play numbers 2 and 3 at Gullane. I need our guests to play there as well. And we'll let you know if we think if it's our favorite as well, like it is yours.
And yeah, please do. And Jeff, if you're over here, just let us know. I'd be delighted to host you around number 2 or 3 and talk you through a few things. So,
how about 1, 2, and 3? Can we play 54 in a day?
You can. I don't know whether I'll be fit enough to do that, whether my back would hold out. But I think what we need rounds, if we're going to do 54 holes in a day, is make sure that I have a bit of swing oil halfway around.
And a buggy.
And a buggy, yeah, that's right.
Well, I've got a funny story. The first time we played Gullane, so we play number 1, and I remember walking off the green, and there's no one behind us, and 4 Americans. And then we tee off on number 2. We're climbing the hill at number 2, and 4 old women pushing their trolleys ask us if they can play through. And that was embarrassing. I mean, when we teed off, we were on the second tee. They hadn't even teed off yet. And somehow they played the hole, and then it caught us in the fairway. We must have been looking for golf balls, but that was an embarrassing moment.
You also have to remember, though, that there is the expectations in this district, East Lothian, is really way beyond where they should be. Like, if somebody asks you, how did you get on today? The reply should be brilliant. I was round in 2 hours, 50 minutes. It's nothing to do with their score. So they do, and this is not just at Gullane, it's along the coastline. It's just, let's play golf as fast as we can.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about their socialising. They obviously like to do it off the golf course.
And I agree with that. I think for people that are coming over, right, from the States and paying a lot of money, they want to play at their pace, right? Now, for someone like me who goes every year and plays, I'm all in on the let's play fast.
Yeah.
First time visitors, they're taking pictures.
Yeah.
Right. And it's I know sometimes it frustrates members to play behind, foreign visitors because of the photographs or the length of time it takes to play. But that's a difference between us too, because in the States, if you played with my Saturday group, they'd say, "What'd you shoot?" Not how did you get along the course? Did you like our course? It's what did you shoot? It's more about the score than it is about how fast we played or anything.
Well, look, you can be out there for us, I suppose, as long as you want, but you just got to be courteous about it.
Yeah.
If it's the first time here and you want to take some snaps, then by all means do so, but let the next group play through.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, the membership needs to understand that visiting guests to your golf club is also a good thing. It keeps your presence, global.
And it reduces your annual subscription.
It does indeed. Yeah, quite considerable in some places.
Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't.
Well, Jamie, it's been a great pleasure having you on. You were a wonderful guest, and I appreciate your investing your time with us and being so candid in your responses to the questions. Thank you so much.
Not at all. Thank you, Jeff. And nice talking to you again.
Yeah, and happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, cheers. And you.
Thank you again for tuning in. We really hope you enjoyed it. We definitely did. If you did enjoy, please like and share this video and subscribe so that you know when the next podcast is out. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.